Single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops.
That's Corey's been on TikTok too many times this week. Laughing directly into the mic so you know where this is starting. I hope that song is stuck in your head. Audition is screaming right now. Okay, this is the Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast. Podcast. I'm already starting off on a foot, guys, and it's not the right one.
Can we sing it to you?
I'm going to turn it down. So, what will people find if they find this podcast? If this is the first time they've tripped upon this, what's in store?
We found a single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops.
Does she have a gentle heart?
and a heart of a fighter. Gentle soul and a heart of a fighter. My husband's been sick all week, so I have felt like a single mom. But
COVID?
Huh?
Does he have COVID?
No. He got tested now. Thank goodness. I don't know if he was sick or he was just
annoying.
Wow,
the stories you relayed this week says that he's annoying.
Okay, you made it to the Baking It Down podcast from a group called Sugar Cookie Marketing (group) on Facebook. And if you have not tuned in before, we are the twins who run the group and the twins who run the podcast.
Or does the group run us?
The group runs us.
I don't think we're running this group.
I don't think so either. We're very reactive.
So the podcast covers really the intro, which you're suffering through now, and then the marketing minutes, which today I'd like to run us through the properties or the concepts of a great landing page.
Oh, I like it.
And then we're doing the business of baking, which is refunds when not to refund.
Role-playing refunds.
And not refunding, which everyone says we're a charitable organization because we always say refund. But somebody had a great question and said, when would you not refund? Okay. And I said, never. Just kidding. Then we're going to cover a little bit of the Cookie College, which has almost finished its first month. People haven't kicked us out yet, so it's good. Group stuff, which, yes, I will be posting up the collab soon.
I know.
Twinterest. I have nothing Twinteresting going on in my life. Sponsors, and then the mailbag, which we got some cool stuff in the mail.
We did.
Mailbag. Okay. That covers it. How many people are in the group, Corey? I know you like to count that down.
We're 25,672.
Right. Thank you guys for dealing with this. I'm sorry.
We do have 2,139 on the wait list that didn't answer the questions.
So if you're hearing this and you're wondering why you're not in,
you didn't answer questions.
So there's so much spam on Facebook that it's kind of hard to monitor who's legit and who's just coming there to slap up some links and try to get some sales.
So hard.
Right. So we don't really know what to do with the purgatory of sugar cookie marketing.
I know. Should I delete them all? But then they'll never find us again.
You can now delete with constructive feedback.
You did not answer. I agree.
Yeah, I guess.
That would be 2,000.
Copy
That would
and
take
paste,
a whole
Control
day.
C, Control B. Hire Jen to do it.
I should.
Okay, so in the marketing minutes, I want to cover an online store. And I know all we talk about is how much money Corey and I spend. However, this is not something I have bought from this website. But it's just a great example of a good landing page. And when I say landing page, I'm only going to talk about their homepage. So if I click to their website and all I ever saw...
Tell them what the difference between a landing page and a website is.
They can be the same thing or they can be different. But
that
what I'm going to...
at all.
So there can be single page websites, which most people would call those a landing page or a squeeze page or a splash page. Then you can just say, hey, this is a page that this click will land on. So that's what we're going to say. If I click to this website, the page that I land on, I'm clicking nowhere else. What am I going to see here? And is it going to convert me or drive me away?
Tell us about it, girl.
So like I always say in marketing, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. Just find out who's doing the wheel the best and copy what they're doing. Okay. And there's a website, and I think I'm going to slaughter the name here, Majuri.
Majur.
I don't know. Yours sounded better than mine. Mejuri. Okay, that's the one we're going to analyze today for no specific reason other than most of their product is about $200 to $300. Tiny, delicate rings.
Tiny, delicate, mostly yellow gold rings. Dainty would be a good word.
Dainty would be a word that is not offensive to my budget. So I'm going to just verbally walk you through what I'm seeing here. And I want Corey to give me feedback on kind of what I'm going to describe to you because Corey can't see my computer screen. But right off the bat, at the very top, I see in all caps, free shipping plus returns on all U.S. orders.
Oh, you got me hooked. Now reel me in, baby girl.
So there's a pop-up that has 2 cancel points. So not just one tiny X. It has no thanks and an X, but it says 10% off your first order. If I give them my email address. And it also tells me the first step is your email address. I don't know what the second step is. I'm not clicking, remember?
Okay.
So, but I get 10% off if I give them my email address.
This next order or the next order?
It does not tell me that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm a little hesitant now.
Right. Okay. So I'd probably myself exit out of that until I do a little bit more exploration.
Oh, yeah. 100% will end up giving my email.
Probably. If I'm ready to buy, I'm going to find that 10%. I'm going to hunt it down like Arnold Schwarzenegger. We'll find you. Okay. So we have the title. We have the menu is broken up into two sides. On the left side is all about online shopping. And on the right side is all about finding an actual store. Because they do have physical locations now. They did not
when we
bought from them a couple years ago.
Okay. I'm all about online.
Okay, now they must have grown a lot, so their landing page must be on fire because now they have a spokesperson, Chrissy Turlington, the supermodel.
Am I supposed to know her?
Yes. You know her if you saw her face.
Okay, if I saw her face.
Okay, and then I'll be honest, if this makes me sound so bad, there's Binks Walton. I do not know who that is, but she's somebody famous because they have a whole line featured with her.
Okay, so two
beautiful women, two of them on here. Okay, so you can say that they're calling these two people's lines within their jewelry store the icons.
Okay,
I'm scrolling down. Now I have categorical shopping, which means I can click on these giant images and I can shop earrings, necklaces, rings, bracelets.
I love that.
So from this thing, it says shop, find jewelry for every day. What is that? What does that title say?
To me, says I can find affordable jewelry that's not going to just wipe me out.
Right. But it'll be something I can wear every day. So that's what I'm hearing. So, and then categorical shopping means I can click in this category and shop all earrings.
Literally my favorite.
The categories all have really giant high-end photography. They're all in a neutral background. And all of this entire website is a neutral tan, gold, yellow.
Pretty.
Okay. As I scroll down, I have a snazzy link to what they're calling their style edit, but it's actually their blog. But it's called Style Edit.
Oh, I like it masked.
I have a link to a video, and the video is captioned, Your Most Asked Jewelry Styling Questions Answered.
Oh,
okay.
Hook me there.
Hook me there. And the other one is Everything You Need to Know About Sterling Silver. Oh. Which to me says that they launched a sterling silver line.
I don't think they had that before.
Right. So everything you need to know is much different than sterling silver 101.
Yeah.
Right. We're selling sterling silver now. Your most asked jewelry styling questions answered is much better than top, like that's a question that makes me want to
what we sell.
Right. Okay, now they have a little synopsis from their About page, which is linked in the main menu. We'll go back up there in a second. But it says handcrafted and ethically sourced. That's the title. Mm-hmm. So probably H1.
Yeah.
Fair pricing and high quality are the subtitles.
Everything in there says, take my money.
Okay. Under fair pricing, it says, say goodbye to traditional 10x markup. We design fine jewelry that you can wear every single day.
Yes, please. Where do I buy?
High quality says, we work with expert jewelers who use high quality and enduring materials from precious metals, such as recycled and responsibly mined gold to ethically sourced diamonds and triple grade A gemstones.
Grabbing my credit card right now.
Okay. So giant photo of the jewelry in like a jewelry case, like you would have at your home.
I wish I had that at my home.
As we go on, we have more categorical shopping, but in the form of large images. So a rotating menu.
Okay, so like someone's hand with a ring on it.
Mm-hmm. So I have a giant image, and it says Baguette Gemstones, weekly Monday drop. So apparently every Monday they're launching something that is you can only get on Mondays is when it's launched. Scrolling down, I have an Instagram feed. It says get inspired in any picture I click on. It shows me the person's caption, and it shows me exactly the product that's in the photo.
So they have the Instagram shop hooked up.
Scrolling on there, it has a call to action to come to an actual store. Come say hi, shop our entire lineup of fine faves in store, and get styled by the fine crew is what they call the employees.
Fine crew?
Mm-hmm. My favorite. But okay, it's fine.
Heather got fined from the police department.
Find out. I can no longer afford my jewelry because I have it all. So then we have quotes from websites like Elle and Vogue on Majuri's product. So Elle says prices are lower than traditional luxury brands, meaning you can stock up on the pieces you love.
Love that.
Vogue says Majuri pieces are designed by women for women to wear every day because, quite simply, luxury should be a habit, not a rarity.
Makes me feel like I'd be fashion forward buying into this brand.
Yeah. So, and then at the bottom here, we got a place where we can sign up for the newsletter, and we have a support in the footer menu. So that's the menu in the bottom. I can get FAQ, virtual shopping, how to care for the jewelry, shipping and returns, ring sizer, and contact us.
My favorite.
So I really like all of those things. Now, in this just landing page, without clicking on anything, I see 24 very large photos.
I buy with my eyes.
Buy with your eyes, right?
So I like photography.
Right. Now, if there's only one photo on this, would we be off put? Yes. There's 3 photos on this. Would we think that's kind of weird?
Well, because jewelry is so visual, yes.
Are cookies visual?
Yes.
One thing I really like in their header menu on gift guides, that is one of the menu items. It is most gifted, personalized, gifts under $200, the silver lining,
There's something for everybody.
and gift cards and gifts for him.
Whoa.
So from just clicking on this type of menu navigation, if I don't know what somebody wants, I can get closer there.
You can funnel them in there.
Right. In shop, instead of just saying shop and take me directly to a shop, it shops categories. So I have in the shop a sub-menu called trending. Under trending, new arrivals, bestsellers, leaving soon.
Are you telling me putting a menu with all my baked goods and offerings in one spot is not smart?
I'm saying categorical shopping helps end users navigate more effectively.
Thank you, Cheesecake Factory.
So like when I would click to a website and it's just, so we had a client, Big Store John. And when I clicked to his menu, it was like lollipops and chapstick. There was nothing in my brain that connected those two, but he had them in the same category. And in his mind, bless the man, he said they're small things.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. They were small things. However, they were not related things.
Yeah.
So as a consumer, when I think about my consumer buying habits, I want to be taken to kind of like quality. So if I'm shopping rings, I don't necessarily want to see diamond earrings, right? It's not what I'm buying for. The likelihood that I'm clicking on rings with the intent to buy a ring is much higher than clicking on rings with the intent to buy a diamond earring.
I would get frustrated as an end user to go to buy rings and be shown earrings. Even if it was every other, it would be very frustrating for me.
And now if I clicked on rings and I was shown gold, white gold, and sterling silver, but they were all rings, I would be much more inclined.
Well, I was shopping for jewelry, not like I'm going to get it. Just like doing that
crazy
on
wild beast.
I just don't know. But I could ring and then filter the type of gold, which was handy for me.
So that comes down to really strict categorization. Depending on your website platform, I think in Shopify, they call them tags and then collections. Okay. So every platform is going to call them something different, but think in terms of your end user, not in terms of how you bake. Sometimes you'll go to like a bakery website and it'll just be like shop cocoa bombs, shop cookies. Like cookies could be drop cookies. Cookies could be custom made cookies. It could be DIY kits.
Macarons.
So instead of just saying, here, shop, I might do the cookie equivalent of a gift guide, which is great for kids, fun for parties, perfect for giving to someone, perfect as a gift.
Wedding favors.
So then instead of just saying, hey, listen, here's what I got, man, try to make it work for your brain.
Right.
I can say, hey, listen, let me channel you. Let me help you, a bride. Let's say if I do wedding, so it's a collection called wedding. I could do hot cocoa bombs that are white or that, nicely wrapped. I could do a custom thank you cookie.
You could do bridal shower cookies. You could do wedding favor cookies. You could do thank you to
all within the collection of weddings. So instead of saying like, hey, here's everything I offer, just picture it in white and shiny, iridescent. I can say, hey, let me actually draw you in and sell you on the concept here.
If I go give them more ideas to buy from you.
Absolutely. And that's taking collections and your menu and really helping it cultivate a funnel for you that people might not even realize. Look, it's like it's mowing. They're mowing. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's Jason.
Okay. It's like he knows. We're filming the podcast. So that is my walkthrough. So I asked people, my challenge for you guys this week is to go to a website where you buy something that is what you consider a little more expensive. Because what do we think? Custom sugar.
I mean, I wasn't going to, but if you're going to make me.
Not you. But the concept is see how you buy and picture not how you buy cookies, because you're not buying cookies, you're baking them.
Right.
But how do you buy luxury items to you? So go stay off the Mercedes website.
Go to Tiffany.co.
But look at how Tiffany sells. Whatever that luxury item that you say, in my life, I consider this a luxury for me, a treat. That is what the product you're selling with cookies is. So you need to retool how you sell those cookies to think of the consumer who's saying, I'm buying a luxury good. How is this website going to mirror that? And I would look at these jewelry websites and I would say, let my cookie website mirror this rather than let it mirror something
another cookie website.
Right, because we want to build off of success. I mean, last time I bought from Madrid, they only run one sale a year. Yes. It's on Black Friday. It's the only time. And the way they run the sale is crazy. You can stack the discount codes up to 3.
So you can get first either 10,
20, and
30.
I think it's 10% off the first item, 20% off the second, and 30% off the third.
Yeah.
And that's the only sale they run.
Yeah.
So
Heather and my family were just like cruising that website, like, what did you add to your cart?
I didn't buy anything. I do it. My older sister got me a snake ring for Christmas a couple years ago.
Heather wears it religiously.
Yeah. Okay. That is mine. I think Corey was like mostly checking out during my segment because every time I asked her a question, she was like zoned out.
No, I said yes. Money. Let me grab my credit card.
And I'll go back to yours. What is your takeaway from what I just said?
My takeaway.
Scrolling up figures to read what she said.
No, my takeaway is that you need to help guide your customers, whether it be through talking to them in Messenger, email, but on your website, you don't know who is looking at that moment. But it's your job to try to convert. Your website is your 24/7 salesperson. And if it's not converting sales for you while you're sleeping, yeah, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I think your website should be really high quality photos and a lot of them. And again, if they're product
language, man.
Yeah, I think that when I look at Majuri, not all that, only maybe 3 images have somebody wearing them. A lot of it is just, the rings and earrings in a drawer, kind of like how you'd say if this were mine, and things like that. And then just them on a nice backdrop. Yeah. So I get a lot of versatility.
Yeah. See how it is on. I love looking at jewelry when it has it on a person so I can know how big or how small, how dainty, how obnoxious it is.
Have you ever been to the Coach Purse website? First of all, it shows you the product. We cannot afford any of these things. We just sit on the website. So I went to the Coach store because I saw this backpack in the window. Okay, I'm not going to say that we were looking like dime pieces. We were looking like
penny pieces.
We honestly looked like we rolled out of bed, went to the mall. But I just thought it was really nice.
I
in
looked
the window.
Okay, though, just so you know.
When you walk in and nobody comes to help you, you're like, yeah, I get it too.
When they say put the FedEx boxes over there.
ma'am, the other side of the mall over there. But this backpack was $500. It was outrageous. I couldn't bring myself to even want it anymore. I quelled the want.
Heather was opening the zipper, and then I said, "Well, how much is it?" And
Heather's like, that guy.
Where's the price tag? I said, I think it's in the first pocket. So Heather opened it. She's like, oh my God. Like the way she was vigorously opening it before she found the price versus when she found what the price was, she's like daintily pulling the zipper.
That the salespeople are like, oh yeah, of course you look for the price tag. But when I'm talking about the Coach website, when I go there, I really like their what's the warehouse, the discounted one?
Outlet.
The outlet is the word I'm looking for. The outlet website has a picture of the purse, like a glamour shot.
Yeah.
Then it'll be the picture of the front, the side, the back, and overhead.
Guys, get
then
your cookies, flip them over, take the bag.
It really, and then in the last photo, it will always be it on a mannequin to show you the size, because there's no way to understand the size by just looking at those images. And it really helps me walk through the entire inside, outside, upside down, and then size comparison of these purses.
So what she's telling you guys, if you're taking pictures of your bakes, when you stage them, and say if you had a picture of a cupcake and you staged it next to a spoon, like pretty, like not just like a spoon thrown there. We all know the technical size of a spoon. We all universally can recognize it. So you can easily set the comparison of the sizing by using things that most people would have in their homes.
Right. I think it's a great idea. I'm going to just pull up the Coach website real quick. Same thing. I get the pop-up with the 10% off. It has immediately price anchoring. It says it's $140. Comparable value is $350. It also has in giant red letters that's 60% off.
It's roping me in.
Right. Then I have right up here the product details, which we're pretty, used to seeing. But I get the images of the purse from top, front, and bottom, and then hanging on this mannequin they always have it in the exact same angle.
Yes.
So you can see exactly according to this mannequin, according to how far away the camera is, exactly what the size is. I have a banner that says new arrival. Does that matter at all? But no, it makes me think this is new. It's on sale. It's going to be leaving soon.
Right. Someone's going to snagger it up.
Yeah. I can share this product, which I'd rather die than do. And then right below that, I have product reviews. Now, here's the thing. Crazy thing on websites is if you didn't know this, you can have a website not show anything below 1 star. Like you can have it only show 5 stars.
Sign me up.
Right. So their reviews on this bag are 4.1 stars. I'm not saying that Coach is filtering out negative reviews. If they did, I'd be shocked. I kind of like seeing negative reviews because I think it gives you a healthy review profile. If I saw 10 positive reviews and 1 negative, guess who I'm not listening to?
Add to cart.
Yeah. Never heard of you. Very nice. Love it. Perfect. Love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. These are just the things that you can see here. So that's my challenge to you is watch how you buy a luxury item and see what about that website drove you to that purchase price.
I like it. I like it. Also, I'm going to try the Reba McEntire song at the end because I
Jay's
think I
stressing
didn't
me with
give
this
it
mowing thing. Like, could he get any closer to this window?
Yes.
He's about to just barrel through it.
But okay, so now we're on to the business of baking, and I am putting Heather through an exercise. Back when I sold cars, we did this fun thing every morning where we'd all get into this giant circle and start chanting. I'm just kidding.
CarMax.
No, we would get
No,
into
I go
one stop shop. Just kidding. No, we would get into the circle and we would role play situations that could potentially happen. So when they happened with an actual client, you could overcome it versus being a deer in the headlights. So it was very helpful. I always volunteered. I was always the difficult customer. That's my favorite thing.
Hasn't grown out of it.
Difficult twin. It was very helpful. So they'd put you in the situation and the sales consultant would have to overcome the objections of this potential disastrous client to try to win them over or try to appease them, whatever the situation called for. So when someone in the group called us charity for always giving refunds,
that's fair enough. That's a fair enough thing for people to say because we do run to the refund.
We do,
but there are cases where someone emailed, Jenna did. Let me pull up her name. She said, I know you guys love to run to the refund. Is there any case in which you wouldn't?
Yeah. So I said, let me throw these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 situations I'm going to put Heather through. Okay. Pretend Heather is the baker.
Okay. We all must imagine it.
And then I want Heather to tell us how she would take on this customer and this situation.
Just make sure we're on the same page. I didn't read this. Was I supposed to?
No. Yeah. The brat. Okay, so my thing is, before we go into this, what me and Heather say.
I'm getting sweaty. Why are you feeling it? What I want you to know before you die.
Heather's wrong. Just kidding. This is not the Bible. The way that you run your business is totally up to you. This is case by case, business by business. And that's a great thing about business ownership. You can run yours however you want. You can run in the ground. Just kidding. Okay, the cat's making a little bit of an escape real quick.
That cat, I promise you, I was teaching a class yesterday, and it's as soon as he hears my voice, he runs to the door. And I don't blame him. I do not blame him. Sounds like cat nails on a chalkboard.
Okay, we're back. Okay, situation number 1. Nightmare client.
Okay.
Heather,
I'm the baker.
Stage left. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's pretend that this client is unpleasable and literally said you delivered everything they didn't ask for. Colors were wrong. You got the delivery time wrong. Wrong. If you were right, you'd be wrong. What would you do here?
Call me a charity because I'm giving them a refund.
So tell me your reasons why.
Okay. When we're dealing with a nightmare client, and that's something I want to be very distinct. When you're dealing with somebody who is truly unappeasable, they don't like peas.
All carrots for you.
So when you're dealing with the unpleasable client, there is nothing that you can do to right the situation. So that's where I say pay to make it go away, which is giving them a refund. Because at the end of the day, rebaking, telling them a hostage situation, give me back the cookies and I'll give you back some money. That's just, you're lighting fuel to a crazy person's fire and you're going to deal with a ton of fallout.
So what I want to tell some people are like, but I did everything right.
And you did. And you are right.
But feelings are just that. I cannot tell Heather her feelings are wrong because those are hers.
Then why do you do that to me?
Because you're wrong. But feelings are just that. If the client felt her feelings that you did wrong, can you really say your feelings wrong? What if someone turned and said, your feelings are wrong?
Well, so then somebody say, but I did not do wrong. This is a person who's trying to get one over on me. What do you do?
No, what would you do?
I would refund them because it is not the hill I can afford to die on. It's somebody else's battle. And I know that everyone's like, well, that's not fair. You need to teach them a lesson. They shouldn't always get their way. Right. Hey, listen, and I'd love to, but my time is money and I'm not a big corporation that can kind of handle it. I'm just got to keep my head down.
Or someone who is has made it their life mission to run your small little bakery business into the ground is not something you want to deal with because it could cost you so much more money in the long run.
We have a client who's a remodeler. Average job has to be around $80,000.
I think you've spoken on this before.
But I like to mention that they got in a dispute with a client over 11 years ago about the last $5,000 of the project. So a client withheld it. A company sent them the lawyer letter, and then they finally paid, but they were not happy. remodeler said, hey, they were the unpleasable client. They were nightmares, couldn't do anything right, tried to fix everything. Finally just had to wash my hands of it. But I wanted to stick it to them and did the lawyer thing.
Okay.
They have decided that maybe that person in the last 11 years who's gone out of their way to drag them through the mud in local groups has probably cost them between 5 and 8 projects.
That could equal for that company millions.
So you got to understand that company has much deeper pockets. They had lawyers involved.
Yeah.
My cookie business,
I ain't going to try to pay that lawyer fee. Oh, but to that degree, though, nightmare client paid to make him go away. I actually had my ideal dream client probably a month or so ago. And because I'm like, wow, we do pay to make nightmare clients go away, I actually made her own
unpeasable
order.
Unpeasable.
I made her carrots. I was just kidding. I made her own order of macarons, and I said, hey, you know what? I just wanted to say thank you for being such an amazing person to work with. I said so often people
water that what you want to grow.
I said so often people give the squeaky wheel the grease, and that's not always what it should be. People like you who are amazing to work with, who have been fantastic and just a joy, have just been a delight to make this order, deserve something as well. So she was super happy, so it was able to kind of right the wrongs there.
Love it.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I want her to come back.
Was this a segment to convince people that we don't say to refund? Because
it's just to say, like, there's nightmares and then there's not nightmares. Okay, number 2.
Okay.
Client makes the mistake. Let's say this client makes a mistake. They told you one thing, whether it be the wrong date or the wrong gender or the wrong name. Gender reveal. They've done it wrong.
Really?
Yeah. Or the wrong name. But you went ahead and did what they asked. What would you do in this situation to resolve it?
So give me a little bit more detail. How did this go awry?
Let's say I was making it for my nephew, cookies for my nephew. Okay. I spelled his name, Archer. I actually sent it to you, Asher. My phone auto-corrected, so you put Asher on 12 cookies. The kid's name is Archer.
Your kid should have been named Asher.
No, I like the name Archer. You old
Asher's
thing.
Kind of cool. So what I would do, I would say, hey, if they caught it in that preview photo, I would say, hey, I have 24 hours. I know it's a little bit of a rush. I'll do you a solid, and if you'd like to pay for 3 additional cookies, I can replace those. No rush fee though.
That's
I know
a gal who doesn't bake.
I don't know.
Picking off the seed.
I don't know.
Oh, we're making extra cookies?
I assume we got some in the fridge. This is my bakery.
Okay.
We got some in the freezer. We're going to thaw these bad boys out. And we're going to either, I don't know, am I off my rocker?
No,
here?
I think I, as the client, did wrong.
Right. And so I don't feel that I should refund at all. It was a mistake on your end. I'm not going to make you feel bad about it, but I'm going to give you a couple of options.
I love an option.
Right. I'm not going to give you your money back because I didn't do anything wrong. You were respectful. I was respectful. You're not a nightmare. You just made a mistake, like a piece of trash that you are. And I need to give you some options. Hey, if there's no options, there's no options, but maybe I got some max and I can say, hey, I can sub in these max for this additional price. So I give you that, hey, I need a helping hand. It's going to cost me a bit. I'm fine with that option.
So is it going to cost me a bit too?
Are you the baker or the client?
I'm the client.
You're going to pay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I sent it to you wrong.
Right. And I'm not going to make you feel like an idiot. I'm not going to make you put your defenses up, but I'm going to give you some options that aren't going to cost me money.
Mm-hmm. So guys, this is why I also send the preview photos about 24 hours before pickup, because it would negate any issues like this versus me showing up and being like, his name's Archer. And
then you have to do that weird exploratory, like, did I spell it right?
Let me go through my phone real quick and see what you typed. So maybe keep that in the back of your mind.
No refund. There you go.
Like it.
Listen to that. Eat those peas.
Yeah, take it. Okay, next one. Baker makes the mistake. Let's say you, the baker, makes a mistake. The wedding date was for September 20th, and you accidentally did 8/20/21 instead of 9/20/21. What do you think you do here?
Can I grab a nice bag and make that 8 look like a 9?
That's not bad, idea.
So
I assume at
this point, I've sent them the preview photo, and that's where it's been caught. So they're aware of the mistake.
No, I'm showing up.
Oh, there's no fixing time.
Didn't even do a preview photo. Don't believe in that nonsense. Don't have time for it.
Okay, well, I made a mistake. Here's a refund.
All of it? Or just on the ones I did incorrectly?
If I want to save face, and I made a mistake, and I've ruined a party that cannot be fixed at this point. Well, you didn't ruin. You made a mistake. Hey, listen, that party will not have the cookies that I promised. It is my good name tied to those cookies that are not good.
Are you going to take those 4 cookies away from me that say
I'm going to eat them in front of her?
Okay, here's the thing, guys. If you make a mistake, instead of asking for the cookie back, the thing is that
the person make a mistake. I haven't experienced that yet.
Let me make your list. Here's the thing. People don't, if they're having an event, even if your cookies don't meet their expectations, they don't want to show up to the event empty-handed. Even if your cookies suck, they still want to be able to give them out because
violent language here on the pod.
Stink.
There you go.
They still want to be able to give something out to the event. So I wouldn't necessarily say you have to give me those cookies back in order to get your refund because they still have a party that is planned.
It's a hostage situation, and the only thing that's hostage is your good name.
You ready for the last one?
Yeah.
All right. This is a hard one. Customer shows up and the cookies are amazing, but later on that day they reach out to you and say the cookies were hard. They weren't soft like they were expecting, but they're still beautiful. They just wanted they just wanted to let you know.
They wanted to let me know. They're not upset, and they're still my ideal client.
The cookies were stunning, but they were a little harder than we were expecting. Just want to let you know for future orders.
Okay. The mowing person is ever close. It is like a Jurassic Park of this mower. I don't get it. So honestly, Corey and I did discuss this a little bit. And one of the theories she came up is one I'm going to implement here. I'm going to say, oh my goodness, thank you so much for letting me know. I'm actually working on a new batch right now. It won't match your design, but do you mind if I drop them off? See if you guys like that batch better. Thoughts?
I'm not against it.
What do you do?
Well, I don't know. If it didn't taste good.
She's unpeaceful.
If it didn't taste good.
You said they were a little harder. You didn't say they didn't taste good. You said they were stale.
So this to me was the expectation set. Sugar cookies are pretty much basic foundation, are the same ingredients or whatever. Did I bake it as a little crispier? Did I know it was a little crispy?
Right. A little oven in time?
Yeah, it depends how you do it. I know that I usually bake a soft cookie. If someone told me, hey, your cookies were hard, I would say that would be an error on my part somewhere.
Cookies all over the place. I've had many of y'all's cookies, and you guys make them very differently.
Yeah, but
I love them all, each and every one.
How about the ones that have come from me are pretty much...
You have a looser icing and a spready cookie. I would like a Nutri-Sister. It's delicious, but I don't know. Your cookies taste consistent to me, but if I was a one-time buyer, I don't know that I could. I'd have to pin it up against somebody else I bought from.
Okay, so you're saying no refund, but give me one more shot.
I don't really like the approach of giving a refund off a future order when somebody's discontent. A lack of content with their current order because it's saying like, hey, I know you don't like me, but you should try me again.
And maybe you won't like me again.
Right. It's like if you went on a date and the guy's like, hey, I don't think this is for me. Like, I don't see this going anywhere. You're like, give me one more shot. Like,
I'm sure a lot of marriages have happened that way.
Is that how you met Nate? Please, sir. All right. How would you approach this? This is a more difficult scenario.
This is a difficult one. I think it's case by case. Are they a first-time customer? Are they not a first-time customer?
A repeat
one. I would have to go off of and say, I am so sorry. Here's your refund.
That would be a good one. Now, if it's a first-time customer, what would you do?
Well, then I would say, did I set the expectation right? Did I say, hey,
my cookies are hard?
Hard as rock. Did I tell them? I don't know. It is a hard one.
So here's what I would do. Corey's got her computer on blast.
Sorry.
Everyone's reaching for their computers right now. Here's what I would do. I would set up 6 categories of client refunds, right? Let's say, here's my nightmare. So when I reach a client and I'm in my head, I'm getting Belle's nightmare client, whatever's in that category of the if this, then that, that's what's going to happen. I don't have to think about it.
Can I ask this last person, was it chewable? Like, did you break it too?
Here's the thing I seen, and I don't really love the correspondence. I'm not talking to anybody. But when they're like, well, I had cookies from the same batch as the baker's saying this, and I thought they tasted fine.
So now what? Now we're on this. There's a big gave and call between us.
You've required the person you're talking to raise their defenses. Even though they weren't defensive when they came to you.
Well, I'm sorry, Cheryl. My crown popped off.
Right. So you can say a couple things. So if someone's like, hey, really loved it, just a little bit harder, you could say, validate. I'm always going to say validate the feelings of people. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the feedback. I'm going to go back to the drawing board and tweak it. There's no refund there, nor did the person ask for it. So there you go. You don't have to refund, but you did not make the person feel like an idiot for mentioning something that they thought. They went out of their way to say, love them, but just a little bit harder, letting you know, which is, to me, a very respectful way to approach it. Then you could say, hey, thank you so much. Give me another shot. Here's 50% off your next order. If you want to try it out with me, I totally understand if you don't.
Or how about this?
Okay.
Hey, ma'am, I have 2 options for you. Either here's a discount off your future order, or let me refund you a part of your purchase. Why can't I say it?
I don't know. She's unpeaceable. Okay, that's an option. Would at any case you refund 100%?
I don't know. I'd probably say, how can I resolve this with you today, and see what they're coming at and see how I can accommodate that. Because the cookies were beautiful, just their taste and consistency was off.
I would come to the person and validate their feelings and come with remorse and understanding. Mm-hmm. At no point do I want to say, well, my kids had a batch, or this is
I've been working on this
oldest recipe in the world and it always tastes great. We are mistake prone by human nature.
What if I said, have you had COVID in the past? Because your taste buds not.
Oh my God. COVID test. Free COVID test with your cookie order. I would say that if somebody is going out of their way to let you know something and you have not at any point in their correspondence, have they been a nightmare client? Odds are they're not a nightmare here. And they're truly coming from a place of like, hey, this wasn't my favorite. Just want to let you know for future orders, which is a great indication that they're coming back again.
Do you think that they're asking politely for a little bit of a refund? Because
I think they could be, but I think what they're definitely not doing is asking for a fight.
No,
I think they're going out of the way. Hey, this is something I noticed. I'm letting you know. I'm giving you feedback. And I don't think you should say, well, Here's
the thing. I think it's gracious that they're coming to you for that, because usually if I've had bad experience, we just never come back. I never say 2 words. I never say, hey, just wanted to talk to you about the service I just experienced. I never say 2 words, but I also never come back. So if you can salvage that relationship there, case by case, then you could have a lifelong customer.
Mm-hmm. It is cheaper to get a customer to reorder from you than it is to find a completely new customer.
Yeah.
So fostering these past client relationships is so valuable in the long-term health of your business. That's why Corey and I kind of are charity cases when it comes to the refund world. Nightmare clients, 100% of the time, never am I going to tell you to fight a nightmare client. I'm not going to ask you to get their aunt cookie returned back to you. I'm not going to say, give me half the cookie order back to get a 50%. I'm going to say, the person who I got this information from was not Corey and I, right? It was a person that is a multimillionaire, and Corey and I are not. Mm-hmm. So, because we go to Dyson store. But he said, not only do I refund them their order, I double the refund.
Wow.
Yeah. And his average purchase price was over $150. It was for in-home cleaning. And he said, when somebody is unhappy, it is so bad for my business that they leave a bad review. That not only do I refund their order, I double the refund, and I rarely hear them get upset. If anything, sometimes they come back.
A lot of grocery stores have that same policy.
Here's Teeter. I had a moldy strawberry, and they were like, not only you get a new straw, but here's 2 straws.
Yeah. Here's 2 moldy strawberries.
Also, here's some peas. You're unfeasible.
But I think case by case, this has been an interesting topic, because it's always case by case.
If you went to Harris Teeter,
which is a grocery store up here, guys.
Right. It's no Wegmans, but a Harris Teeter. What a name, Harris Teeter.
We just call it the Teet.
Okay. I think that's inappropriate.
It's not. It's a grocery store.
So you go to Harris Teeter and you're saying, hey, these strawberries were moldy. Harris Teeter says,
no, they weren't. Take a bite out of that one, see?
What would you do?
I would say, well, I don't know. Do you want a picture? I snagged a photo last night when I talked about you to my grams.
Right. I'm going to leave you a bad review. I'm never shopping here again. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now Harris Teeter says, okay, I'm only going to refund you the ones you didn't eat. The ones you didn't throw away.
Well, Harris Teeter.
Okay. Here's your $1.50 back. And now Harris Teeter says, okay, here's a straight refund. Sorry about that.
All right. Neither here nor there.
Now Harris Teeter says, here's a double refund.
Actually, for the straight refund, it did put me out time to go back and be like, well, guys.
Harris Teeter refunding you a carton of $4 straws and is going to get your next cart order of $100. I can't walk into a Wegmans and not drop some mad coin. I don't know what happens.
We went to Wegmans yesterday and Heather got this contact high. She started grabbing things we've never purchased before.
I used to live adjacent to a Wegmans. Like, it was my neighbor. People would say, ma'am, are you working today? And I said, I've never worked here.
I'm just always here.
But I am submitting my paycheck. But then, now I go to Walmart. Walmart, I'm expecting an absolute hassle if I need to return. I'm expecting I haven't returned because I don't want to deal with it.
I don't think Walmart's that bad.
I don't know. Probably the line is long. I get
Oh,
sweaty.
line is long.
Right. But at Wegmans, when you go and say I have an issue, they're
just throwing money at you as you're walking up.
Right. I'm like, whoa, let me clean my case. You guys might not need to refund me. So that is just something to consider. Again, put yourself in the consumer's shoes and say, if I was talked to this way, would I be happier or would I be upset?
If you showed the same pause, the same concern for an order, and you brought it to a business's attention, how would you want to be responded to?
You know what's even better? If you knew something was wrong and the client hadn't found it out, would you bring it up to them first? Do you let them see if they're happy or not? Or do you say, hey, listen, this isn't... I've seen people do that in our group. I messaged them and I said, this isn't up to my standards and I'm not proud of sending this to you. So I'm going to give you a partial refund. I'm going to give you a discount if your next order or something like that. That's crazy smart.
That is a business owner.
That's a business owner. And could you imagine what the end user thinks? I doubt they're saying like, wow, you can't bake a cookie. I think they're saying, oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I accidentally forgot to take a member off my gym subscription. What do you call those? Subscriptions for the gym? And Netflix gym
plan.
Yeah, and the gym did what it's supposed to, and it billed me for 2 people. But okay, whatever, my mistake, their mistake. They never told me I needed to cancel, but when I went into the manager and I said, hey, listen, this rebilled with 2 people, even though I only signed him up for 30 days, the manager said, well, it's really your job to take him off the account.
And Heather was mad.
I wasn't mad, but I was annoyed because I knew that was exactly what was going to happen. Yeah. So he says, I said, okay, well, can I remove him now? No, you have to talk to member services.
Then Heather whips her phone out right in front of the guy.
I don't do it maliciously. I go off to the corner and sit on the couch and make a tiny phone call. Then he comes over. You're not going to probably get them today, so you're probably going to need to send an email. They'll need an email anyways. Confrontation. Like, I was already sweaty. And I hadn't even started working out. And then I went and I emailed member services and I said, hey, I said, they never told me to cancel, but if the guy who signed me up gets in trouble, I'm willing to eat this $40. Absolutely. Nice person, not the manager, this other guy. So, okay, let me know. And without hesitation, within 24 hours, they said, we've removed the member from your account and credited you next month the $40 that you spent.
Well, does Heather know the poor guy got fired?
I don't know. He's great. But that made me feel great. Now, did One Life Fitness lose money? No, they just credited my account. So they didn't give me a refund, but I am very happy with the result.
Because you were going to go there anyways. You were a repeat customer.
I've been a customer for 7 years. Been 2 days.
Wow. All right. So that wraps us up. We could talk endlessly about that. I do like role playing. It is my favorite thing.
Kind of challenge people. I would challenge people to come up with your 6 customer types. Nightmare all the way to, oh my goodness, I would name my child after them. And say, if this type of customer has an issue, what is my approach? What is my if this, then that? So I don't have to think or stress every time.
Or say the wrong thing and run to the sugar cookie marketing group and be like, oh my God, what did I say?
Hey, if somebody is upset, tell them. If somebody's upset and it makes you upset and you don't think that they deserve to say anything, I want you to send them a message. Hey, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm out of town for the next 24 hours, but I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Give
and
you
then
guys some
think
time.
about it. Cool off. Put yourself in their shoes.
Think about it. Get away from the situation. A little distance from it can help.
So I asked in the group today, how many people have refunded in the last year? Unfortunately, a ton of people had refunded for COVID, so it kind of threw off my data. But let me go and find that post. Can you talk while I search my phone?
Okay. Can I talk about the course?
Talk about
what?
How many people you had to refund somebody this week?
I had a refund. I didn't make it to actually didn't refund them. So this is what brought this topic on to us today is I didn't have to refund them, but I missed the drop-off point by a few minutes. Stuck in traffic. We're on our way. Didn't get back in time. So she pulled up. So I immediately said, hey, I'm so sorry. I am not currently there. I'm on my way a little bit behind in traffic. If you don't mind, send me your address. I'm going to throw in an extra mini DIY kit for you for your trouble. So she ended up, my DIY kits are high margins for me. So refunding her, I would have lost money. By throwing in an extra one, I didn't lose a dime. I still made some money, lost a bit of the profit, which is okay, but save face. So the customer messaged me today, hey, thank you so much for the extra cookies. Here's what I made with my DIY kits. Totally loved it. So I was able to maintain my money, but I still
by adding an extra profit. So you're adding in just your cost, right? Granted, okay, the profit margin on the free kit is one thing, but you only expended your costs, which were nominal at best. I asked people in the last 12 months, I've refunded this many orders. It was only a poll. They could put their comments in the comment section. But 991 people said I've refunded 0 orders. Wow. 244 people refunded 1 order. 65 refunded 0.5 orders. 47 refunded 2 orders. 27 refunded 3 orders. Now, the 6+ orders, 14 people did that. Of the people I actually followed up with, most of that was due to COVID.
Like they had to cancel a week of orders or 2 weeks or whatever.
Poor Elizabeth had to refund 30.
Whoa.
Poor girl. But she's moving a lot of product.
Oh, yeah.
So that was that. So I think before you think that the client's trying to get one over on you, consider that they're probably not. They probably just wanted their cookies. And
I agree.
Yeah. So that is refund.
That moves us on to the course coverage. What I want to cover today is a bake-along I was able to do. If you saw on the Crumb Cookies or my Facebook page, if we're not friends, let's be friends, send me a friend request. I did these Dragon Eye 3D cookies, and you guys went crazy for them. So today, all morning long, I filmed a bake-along where we went over supplies, then we mixed icing and got the right consistency together, and then we actually decorated these cookies step by step together in a pre-recorded video, and that is live in the course today. So the Cookie College course folks, you can go ahead and you can tune on into that. I have all the links for all the supplies I use, so you can pick and choose what you want to get, what you want to do, what you don't need, and what you already have, and then you can follow along and you can make these Dragon Eye cookies yourself. They are great. They're fairly easy after the icing part, and they don't take so much effort. They just take a little bit of time.
The course is currently in a waitlist. We're at the 250 member cap, but you could sign up for the waitlist at thecookiecollege.com. Just scroll down to, I think, the word waitlist. I got to add it in a few more places. It's kind of hard to find.
And I have someone I'm in contact with who does amazing Instagram reels, and she just got back to me. I mean, you'll talk about it after here with how she wants to teach the Instagram reels portion.
And that will be for the course.
Yes.
In the course material. Man, I'm feeling left out if I didn't have access.
Oh, me too, girl, Momo.
Yeah. The course has been a lot of fun. I think people are finding a lot of enjoyment there. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Okay. Voicemails, which are all text today. So Riley says, "Hi, ladies. I have reached that exciting but equally terrifying point of business where I'm ready to hire somebody. I'm completely booked through the rest of the year." Wow. And turn down orders on a daily basis. Also, wow. My question is, how do I even go about paying another baker? I want them to know that I value their time and their skill, but I also want to make a smart decision for the future of my business. Do you have any suggestions? Riley from Indiana. No, Riley, that's a great question. And congratulations on the growth. So at the point that you can no longer take orders and you're booked out that far, it is time to spread your wings and fly. Mm-hmm. So that's when you say, by turning down orders, I am leaving money on the table. You need to get somebody else involved, which means you can produce more orders, which means you can cover their pay. Yeah. Now, how you want to compensate that baker is up to you. There's many different payment styles, but Corey and I would probably default to an hourly wage that's agreed upon and then decide how many hours they're working. Now, there's going to be the difference between a part-time worker and a full-time worker, and that's going to be state-specific of how your state handles, that type of thing. You're definitely going to need to get your accountant involved in this. But I would sit down and I would say to the baker, I would determine what minimum wage is in your area and say, is this person minimum wage working? If not, then I would say, hey, possibly sit down and come up with an hourly wage that you feel is fair to them and also fair to your business. But you can't just fly blind. It's going to take a little bit of how much can they produce, and will that be covered by the extra work that they can perform?
Right. So their talent matters. Like, if, their decorating skills, if they've honed that for years upon years, that can be priceless for you and your business.
Priceless. I want to work for Corey.
Yeah, come on, girl.
But that's a great point. So if you have somebody doing like admin assistant work, VA assistant work, so I think the average rate, and I know there's a VA Facebook Live coming up this week, but I think what I've seen is between $15 and $20 an hour. Guarantee that you're not hiring them for 40 hours a week. You're hiring them, you're renting hours, right? So you're looking at, hey, admin work is very behind the scenes, but it causes more efficiency.
Yeah, so you get to work more on decorating versus doing the business side.
Right. Now, if you had somebody who's making front-facing cookies that you're delivering to a client, that's going to be talent-based,
Yeah, so if you're investing in someone who already knows how, to mix royal icing, flood, stiff consistencies and everything like that, and you're not having to spend the time
I can make a dragon
teaching them, Heather.
I edited that for 3 hours.
That's going to be a different pay because they're going to save you a lot of that teaching time that you would have to be on the job, hands-on, teaching your new employee because they know what they're doing. And that's something you'd have to do case by case as well.
Right. So I'd say determine how that person's going to fit. Well, actually, you could come up with a job rec. What position are you truly hiring for? Now, if it's, hey, I just need some assistance behind the scenes, I need some admin virtual assistant. Like, I don't need somebody to be.
Are they just rolling and baking and not icing?
Right. So you can have some of that. I would determine what the job rec is and be very specific. Nothing. I don't really enjoy reading job recs that end with "and more."
Yeah.
It's not really fair to somebody if that, job rec keeps growing and their paycheck doesn't. Mm-hmm. And determine how much help you'll need. If you want to baby step this, at no point does someone say you need a full-time worker. See if you can hire part-time.
Yeah.
There are people who just enjoy being employees and they are happiest there. They do not want to deal
with customers,
with customer service, admin, working late hours. So there is the trade-off between you dealing with that stress and somebody just being able to show up to work. And when they shut the door, work is over.
Absolutely.
But also to kind of determine boundaries between you and your employee. I will not contact you after 7 p.m. I'll not contact you after 5 p.m. Yes. Whatever is your agreement. And then go out of your way to respect that person's time. Because at the end of the day, employee churn is a very expensive cost to a business.
Yeah, because you're constantly having to
retrain. And that is time. And time is money. Okay. Then we just have a text from the 217 says, fangirling in the 217, which is Illinois.
Illinois. I don't think it's Illinois.
Illinois. And a winky face. And I love it. And I don't know who you
Thank
are,
you,
but
fangirl.
217.
Fangirl from the 217.
Okay. And then we have the last text from the 512. Hi, ladies. I adore the podcast and all the content and would like for the two of you to go to CookieCon Dallas too. Pretty please. We're not. But no. I like to be wanted. My question is, how can I politely say that I don't do adult-themed cookies? I'm booked out, does not work if they ask for the date first. Thanks.
I can take this one on. I actually don't do adult-themed cookies or character cookies, so this is how I say it. Thank you so much for contacting me. I so appreciate your willingness to support small business. I actually don't do those type of cookies, but here's a list of names of local bakers that I'm sure you can contact, and they might be open to that theme. Thank you so much for your time. I so appreciate you. Let me know if I can fulfill anything for you in the future. It is okay. I've never had someone angry at me, anything like that, because I don't do adult-themed cookies or character cookies. And if I have to explain it, never has anyone even batted an eye at me. So I think that's easy peasy. Just direct the conversation and just say, hey, that's just not something that I do. Thank you so much. Here's other bakers in the area that could possibly do that.
Now, I think that you're probably going to lose that person as a client.
That's okay.
I think they're going to go with the baker that you referred them to, and that's the cost of doing business.
Yes.
So you got to, got to stick to your boundaries and benefit somebody else. We are always going to go for the options, give people options. I'd much rather say, I can't do that, but here's somebody who can, than I don't do that.
Yeah, I think it is helpful for them because you're not just leaving them empty-handed and they feel like, oh, well, great. So I know other people around me who do character cookies, and I say, hey, here they do wonderful character cookies.
Yeah, if somebody asked for adult-themed cookies, I wouldn't want to make them feel bad about it. If it was not something that you offered, I would just say, hey, that's not in my wheelhouse, but it's definitely in their wheelhouse. Don't say, I don't offer that. I find that inappropriate.
No.
That's polarizing.
If you would like to call or text in, our phone number is 571-556-5644. The email is hello@sugarcookiemarketing.com. You can text, you can call. I swear we won't contact you back.
There's an auto reply text that says, thanks for texting us. We won't contact you back.
Okay, good.
Okay, in group stuff, we had some past lives, making stencils with your Cricut with Liv Little Witch. She really taught everyone how to truly make stencils. You do need a Cricut for that lesson.
I want a Cricut.
I'm surprised you don't have one.
Yeah, I tried to get one, but she snookled me.
Airbrushing 101 with Belinda. All your airbrushing questions I deleted. Belinda done answered them. But yeah, I would highly recommend if you have a problem with airbrushing, Corey, you should probably take that. Corey bought a Grex 4,000. It was called like the Grex GCK025000. But it was at CookieCon.
It was.
And I don't know, you got, it was $400.
Snuggled in.
Insane. We opened it the other day. It is so
big.
It's so heavy duty. Like that dude is, I guess it's meant for model airplane guys because that's all the tutorials are about.
Absolutely.
But they did realize that they do. And we knocked it up against the Cookie Countess, which was a nice $100. But I think you said it was more of a lighter overall spray versus the
it was like I had a dotty spray with Cookie Countess. Like it wasn't, what is that word? Fluid, soft. It wasn't soft.
I'm the last person to be asking about bickering.
It wasn't soft. You saw it.
I don't know.
It wasn't soft I went in.
There was a learning curve
I'm
to
still
the
learning.
Grex.
I got still learn.
But there's a learning curve to airbrushing, and on top of that, to the Grex one for sure. And then we, Kimberly, who makes some of the most adorable little photos, she covered business collabs and styled shoots. So if you want to get into business collabs, man, go take that live. It's linked in the group in events. Go to the group, go to events, go to past events, and then find the one I pinned the live at the top of the comment section.
Fantastic. Now we have some upcoming events. Hiring a virtual assistant with Amber Golden. Would that be
Golden?
Golden.
She is a virtual assistant.
She is a VA.
But she's telling you things that VAs can do for you. So I know a lot of people are like, I'd like help. I don't know. I don't want needs to see somebody. She's going to tell you that VAs actually cover a lot more than people think they do. And she's going to break down what that is.
And virtual assistants, some people are like, well, I don't know. I don't want to give them all my passwords or things like that. The virtual assistants don't have as much overhead usually because they can work remotely. So it can actually be a time saver for you because they don't have to pay to keep the lights on, things like that. Then you have selling your products in Square with Fresia. That's Thursday, September 23rd is that correct? 7 p.m.
She just moved it to 8 because there's a little overlap between the virtual assistant and Fresia's. I thought I updated it though.
Well, maybe not there, but so
she's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Now I made a time zone map for y'all.
You did, but you left out Korea or something.
No, I added it.
Okay.
It was very hard. Time zones are very confusing. And I didn't realize that random parts of the world don't honor daylight savings. So I have no idea what you non-daylight. Hawaii doesn't.
Oh.
And there's a couple other, like the fun places don't care about the daylight.
They're just having fun over there.
Cake pop cones, bake along with Meredith Martin. And Meredith has somehow bribed her husband James to teach us a cinnamon bun bake along. So she just submitted the information for that. I got to post it up.
I literally am so excited about the cinnamon.
I think it's just perfect timing. Yeah. And I can't believe they're teaching us.
I cannot wait. Do not back out of this, Meredith. I am so excited.
Right. That'll be delicious and I can't wait to eat it. And then we have group challenges. I'll get this up today or tomorrow, but the Main Street Cookie Challenge. Lydia Eldridge kind of came up with the whole concept of baking a Main Street business into a cookie, like kind of their signage, whatever is an indicator that they light up, and go take a photo of the cookie and their sign and post it up to your Instagram and tag them. And you're going to see some major fangirling from the 217.
And you're going to see some major fangirling from this collab. So if you aren't familiar with collabs, a bunch of people will come together and they will post the same day in the same hour this collab, and then we go and we engage with each other's content. So it gives you a boost in the algorithms. Plus, you're going to be able to connect with local businesses. So I'm super excited about this one.
That's great. And then CookieCon Dallas is coming up. We won't be there, but there is allegedly a sugar cookie marketing meetup.
Better take some photos.
Yeah, I'd love to see some
Whoever
photos.
has the poster board of me and Heather printed out, make sure we look cute.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I want to test running billboards, which sounds expensive. It isn't. These digital billboards you can rent just like Facebook ads, and they'll show at a designated time, so off-peak hours outside of rush hour.
Okay.
It's super affordable, and during peak hours, it's a little
Whoever
bit more.
takes a photo
Here's
of
the thing.
us.
Yeah, we're going to run it, but here's a mistake I made.
Heather.
I said Texas. Who lives in McKinney? And everyone's like, I live 5 hours away. I live 7 hours away. And then someone's like, do you realize Texans love to say they live in Texas, but they're nowhere near the location you asked? And I said, 300 comments in, I have realized that. But we're going to try to rent a billboard space in McKinney, someplace close to Dallas.
If someone takes a photo of that billboard with the sugar cookie marketing, whatever Heather put on there, there is something in it for you. I am sending you a prize.
Like, you have it running at midnight, you cheap people.
Stand out there at midnight and take that photo.
Yeah, I'll try to I can get more details. This is our test of billboard marketing. Not that it's going to be anything. I really just want to see Corey's giant mug on a sign. But I also like to understand the cost of how digital billboard renting works. If I like it, I'll pass on the information. If I don't like it, I'm never telling anyone.
Okay. We have no Twinterest this week.
We have nothing interesting.
We have literally been together other?
Because we uploaded the podcast on Thursday last week. It didn't give me a
we
lot
didn't
of
have
time.
enough time to be interesting.
We were supposed to, unfortunately, Corey was supposed to skydive with me this coming Sunday because the Cookie College reached. Stop touching this. That is literally the thing that's recording.
It's just a little piece of plastic.
Don't touch it. We were supposed to skydive on Sunday, but the skydive center closed because one of the members died in an accident, not at the skydive center. They died across the globe. That is a bummer. So Corey's husband was already on the fence. This didn't help. So everyone said, can Corey go to the shopping mall still wearing the gray Giracle shirt? And I said, absolutely.
Yeah, so wishes and grievances to the family that's lost, but I definitely am not going to skydive.
So that's a bum. Bummer for them. They so we're not doing the skydive thing, but Corey will wear that shirt in the mall. Or so help me.
So help her. All right, we are at sponsors. Heather, you take on Eduardo.
So Eddie is the man of my dreams. Now, if you haven't heard of Eddie, he's the edible printer. Not to say a printer on wafer paper. He actually prints directly on cookies with FDA approved ink. He's the only printer. It's the only edible.
FDA.
But what is cake?
I don't think it's FDA approved.
Okay, great. Super approved printing.
But I could be wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong.
What's
you guys
the other company?
Canon?
No, that's actually a printer.
Cake something?
Yeah.
Cake Pronto.
Oh my goodness. The other printer. There's a couple food printers. Eddie is one of the most affordable. I think he falls in the lower. He's a very great machine. I think you used him the other day for something.
I did. In my last pig order.
Pigs. Oh yeah. Corey had a pig order and put pig noses on the number 2.
It was super cute.
Yeah. And it was really easy to do. And if you're in the Cookie College course, we have a walkthrough on how we take you from finding the image, taking it into Photoshop, which I like to use, but you bartender software can do the same thing, and uploading it to Eddie and printing out a cookie.
Right.
Now, Bakety Bake.
Bakety Bakes is a meringue powder from another cookier over in Idaho. Her website is Bakety. Heather, you cannot do that every time. It is baketybakeIdaho.com, and there's 10% off using code TWINS at checkout. It is my new favorite go-to brand for meringue powder. I was able to draw a pig on these last cookies, and I didn't even sweat about it. I didn't even sweat.
Oh, great.
Fine tip marker.
And if you're worried that switching meringue powder is going to change the taste of your recipe, I actually didn't notice a change.
But she also offers a sample pack.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think she's a CookieCon sponsor. She was in the booklet for Orlando, and there was a discount.
It was the same.
10%. Okay, great. But if you don't use Twins, I'm going to be offended. In the mailbag, we got something really cool this week. We got a couple of things this week. Actually, I hope Kate is listening to this. Kate sent us a letter probably 2 months ago, and it never arrived. Well, Kate, guess what?
It arrived.
It arrived. We finally got the letter. Kate turned us into a sticker, and I've never been more flattered in my life.
They are so cute. It says, how's your little slice of the world? Very pleasant, I hope. Miracle Twins, hello from Kentucky. Hope this brightens your day and your mailbag. I recently invested in an iPad and love messing around in Procreate, so I turned y'all into stickers. Hope that's not creepy. We won't talk about me stalking the group to find a picture of you too. SCM Love, Kate Landecker, and her Instagram handle, and she does very cute photos if you like inspo, is Caitlin Bakes. And she said, P.S. You guys rock. Thank you for all you do. I was actually
She also taught a Facebook Live on graphic design using Canva. And I think she used the free version only. So if you want to go back to those events.
And I had the opportunity and the pleasure to sit by her at my CookieCon class.
Okay.
She was fantastic. She was hilarious. She asked questions we all wanted the answers to, but no one felt like they could. So she was a gem of a person. Then we have Michelle. She had the funniest card.
Oh, read it.
She said, hey, twins, I'm all caught up in the podcast and not gonna lie, I kind of resent the comment about staying in Michigan because you can't figure out how to leave. We point out where we are by using our hands. I think it's cool. Anyways, this is a thank you card, and I wanted to thank you too for giving us all the marketing know-how and making me literally LOL when I listen to the podcast. You guys are amazing, and you're both my favorite twin. And she is desserts, and Michelle, you're gonna have desserts by Dana J. You tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Then she included the cutest picture of her dog, and on the back it says, this is Steven. He barks a lot. Just kidding. His name is Fuzzy, which isn't much better. You can make fun of him. It's okay.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then let me pull this up real quick. We got something so cool. The bakerybusinessplanner.com. Now, the business owner is from India and now has finally gotten approval to finally ship overseas. So we got one of the first ones. Everything is on pre-order right now, but you can start shipping in November. And this is for people who love them some pen and paper, but also need a bakery organizational tool.
Yes.
And this is really neat. It's very hard copy. So you're not bending, I'm one of those people, once the paper's crinkled, it's dead to me. This is a hardbound spiral notebook with very hard cover, front and back. Of course,
I'm just scrolling through. It has a ingredients conversion chart, cake sizes. It has your months listed out, your weeks listed out, so you could definitely go through that. It has your sales and expenses, and it has your grocery list. And that's just a little of the few things it has.
She actually offered to take us as a live through using a bakery planner and then kind of breaking down how hers works. And then she gave us this really neat, what would you call that?
It says, it's an order form. So it says, what can I get for you? Order form booklet. And in this booklet, it has pages. So if you were at a farmer's market and didn't want to have your iPad out for whatever reason, this has customer details, name, email, are they a repeat customer or not, phone number.
That's a good one.
Day and date for the event information, location address, delivery/pickup time. And then the order details, it has cake size /cookies/chocolates, cake flavor, icing and fillings, themes and colors, decorations, allergy concerns, and notes.
Oh, wow,
and the
so
price next to each one, so you can total it out at the end.
I love it. I love it. So that is super awesome. Now, she actually has a coupon as well. There is a list, what do I call it? A bit.ly link, a list, a Google Sheet where everyone has offered discounts to the group. And I think we have over 15 people giving you discounts.
I used it the other day.
Yeah, I know. It's great. But she's on there too. But the discount code is SCM10. The 10 is the number 1 and 0. SCM is capitalized and gets you 10% off thebakerybusinessplanner.com.
So fantastic.
I love it. So we're at 1 minute and 5 seconds. I think we did good, minus the stress of the
Hold on,
moment.
because I'm going to sing real quick. But
Whoa.
I told you. The address is, because we mumble it so much, 15,000 Potomac Town Place, Suite 245, Woodbridge, Virginia, 22191. Thank you. Okay, guys. I think I can do it. You think?
Yeah,
I'm not embarrassed.
Am I
sweating? Huh?
Let's
Let's sing a mom who works too hard.
It's all red. You're on Adobe Edition.
Okay.
You have got to do it
Okay,
quieter,
I'm done.
man.
I'm done.
That's it?
No, you squandered my hopes and dreams.
It was so loud, man. You can't go that loud. I got to turn you down a bit.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I sing a mom who...
Okay, guys, we're going to let you off on that one. Thank you so much. Please don't hold us to that last part. I love you guys. Bye.